All right, welcome back, everybody. Um, I still haven't finished the Canton tournament games. It's crazy how long it's taken me. But I have two games left to show you guys. All of you that have been following along know that I've just lost my first game of the tournament, very sadly to a clubmate of mine, Barbara Baltz. Congrats to her again on that, on taking me down in that game. I posted two videos about that game, one with the game and one with the end game, because the end game was so interesting. But unfortunately, I did not manage in the time that I had to figure out a plan to swindle the game and win it. So at this point, I obviously still clinched the tournament. I'm 11-1, and there are two games left, and I really do want to win those games so that I gain rating, and so that I feel good about myself. So this game was against Sary, who had now it was now impossible for her to win the tournament. So as I mentioned before, when you've clinched a tournament before the tournament is over, they pair you against the first player, the lowest, uh, not the lowest, the highest player, highest in the standings that can no longer place in the tournament. So Sari was then that player. So we had to play Sari again, and very awkward rack to start things off. You can see I already ran a simulation here, and these options are all extremely close to one another. We have four exchanges, or five exchanges, all within a point of each other, according to the engine. And we got a few plays playing Cowl, Glow here, Glow here. Um, Glow here isn't so good because of the word aglow. So very often Sari will have an A, and she'll be able to make a play making a glow and hitting one or two double words. So that's the reason that that play is, even though it looks normal, you're not putting consonants next to double letter scores. It's not good because you're setting up such a likely spot to play. So this glow, even though it also sets up hooks like S glows, does not set up the Y. Um, for all of you that think that glowy is a word, it is not. It's a very, very, very common mistake that people make. Is to play glowy, glowier, or glowiest. And the interesting thing about this play is I might play it at another occasion, because at some point Sari might try glowiest and I would get my turn back. Um, but yeah, I wanted to play solid here. And sometimes when you have these opening positions, you don't really know what to keep. You have so many options. You can keep. I'm sure if I put other exchanges here, they would do similarly. But keeping clot, CT, COT, CL, and CLO, they're all very, very close, and I definitely waffled between many of those before deciding that I would just keep the most, I guess, um, solid leave of CLOT. It can't go too wrong. And I can potentially score with it, and I bingo a decent amount with it as well. If we see the exchange GQW, I bingo the most, 30% of the time, just slightly ahead of keeping COT. Um, so yeah, good thing to do is to maximize your bingo percentage when it doesn't cost you your rack or your scoring potential with your rack. And CLOT, I can still score with it. As you can see, my average score doesn't suffer that much. It's actually the highest among all the candidates. And I mean, when I'm not bingoing, I'm scoring a bit less, I would say, than keeping CLO, for example. As you can see, because there's such a lower bingo percentage but a similar average score, that means that the CLO leave is going to allow me to score a lot more when I don't bingo. So, but yeah, I decided to play exchange QGW, and if I keep simulating for a little bit, we could see just CT just jump right ahead. I stopped the simulation right as it had my exchange highest, but yeah, look, now it's changed. So doesn't mean it's the best play. It means that all these plays are extremely close. Um, Sorry, plays bold, and my rack does suffer a little bit. So So I draw VIT, and I totally space on playing Volti here. After I played Divot, I like realized that I had missed Volti, and realized that I really just should have probably played Volti. So if I give a little bit of a simulation here, I think Volti is going to come out ahead. I don't think this is a big mistake, but it is a mistake to not have considered Volti at the very least. So even if my play comes up on top of the engine simulation, which I don't think it will, missing Volti was just bad. This keeps too many consonants. It scores one fewer point. Opens up a scoring spot on the K column here, and through this T that you can just score higher. Sary's average score is a bit higher, and bingo percentage is also a bit higher. After Divot, I guess it's really close. I thought that this would give back more, but I guess giving back the this area as well is problematic. Like this O, maybe this O at D9 is what's giving Sary the most counterplay. But yeah, I definitely think I should have played Volti. And I think this was a small mistake. It's not often that you have a 5-letter word here that makes sense, because often it'll reopen up the triple. But since the V is there, it just stops any triple plays from being possible. So yeah, that was just a silly miss on my part. And I was still writhing from the last game, and so noticing that I made this what I thought was a mistake was not very good for my psyche. So let's see how I do here. Yeah, I draw all consonants, and I decide to keep NT here. And again, like, you have so many exchanges here. Vlog is not worth it. So many exchanges that, I mean, if I run a simulation, they're all going to be really, really close. I decided to keep NT, which isn't even here. Oh yeah, it is. There it is. Because I thought it would give me the most bingos immediately. So, yeah, at this point I was behind 27, and she's probably gonna score again. So yeah, maximizing my chances of bingo. I thought that was a good idea. Sary plays cornets, and luckily I draw into a bingo of my own. Otherwise I would have been in deep trouble at this point. So I play nettled. Sary responds on the triple. I was really worried of a huge play here. I got very lucky that she only had Paya for 19. I redraw the Q here. And I think I had two choices here. Yeah, there's QIS and Sank. I don't think I should be getting rid of my blank here, but I can score very well with it. So the two plays here are, yeah, Sank and QIS. QIS might be better, not really sure. It's kind of an interesting spot. I don't really want to play QIS because it restricts the only S hook on the board. But I also don't want to play Sank because she might just score really well from the Q. It's not like super likely, but all 4 U's are still unseen. And she could just have cat. She could have caddy. She could have all these Q without U words if she doesn't have a Q. I can't determine whether she has a U or not. It's probably more likely than average that she has a U after Paya. So yeah, making the play of Sank is kind of dangerous. But I just didn't like where this board was going. I wanted to leave lines open. But I think I hit this T a lot. I think the reason that QIS might be the right play is because, yes, I'm blocking this spot and opening this scoring spot. But I think I'm hitting this T a decent amount with my PND blank, as long as I draw a couple vowels. Yeah, so maybe this was a mistake. Maybe cheese. Okay. Yeah, Sary then just plays AI. That was not her leave, but she plays AI, which is really interesting, because now she's opened up this S, hook on QI, but I think she just really wanted to block the Q. But I draw into a double-double, or multiple double-doubles, and I wondered if, oh, that's so cool. Supermind. What is that? I wondered if reps was worth it, but I decided that the game would be tied and I'd have a U. Could go potentially wrong. I think playing for 90 is fine. The issue is that she might just get a big S play herself. So I'm not really sure if I should have done this. But yeah. Disputer comes down. Yeah, maybe keeping my blank was better. Not really sure. But Sary's struggling with vowels. Okay, I guess that's what Supermind should mean. So I draw vowels myself, and oh, I decide to sacrifice some points here. Yes, of course. I remember this now. I played Chow here instead of here, sacrificing 3 points immediately. And the reason I did this is just if she doesn't have an S, it's very hard for her to score anything on this board. So I really wanted to complicate things. Now this might be too big of a sacrifice. I'm not really sure. It's sort of an exploitative idea. When you're playing someone a lot lower rated than you, it's sometimes really a good idea to limit their options as much as possible, which makes them have to think and also makes them potentially more likely to make mistakes. So that's why I did this. And being up a little bit, I decided that yeah, I would keep things a bit more closed. And then Sary hits me with Kindar, and I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, I guess I should have taken the points. So yeah, she manages to find a really nice scoring play. But luckily I draw the Y, and I can play Young, which is by far my best play. Sary finds Fano for 28. And I draw an S. And so I'm able to score again. And now this board is looking pretty good. As you can see, everything is pretty secure. There's a very unlikely bingo lane here that I'm not worried about. But then there's this. This is the only thing that is going to catch my attention for the rest of the game while I try to protect my lead. Sary played TE for 13 here, right there, which is a really nice fit. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, when she played this, I was like, nice. And here, that was not my rack. Okay, this is my rack. And here, I couldn't really figure out a way to properly interfere with the aloes lane. There's some idea of like playing something like this, or even playing something like this. But in the end, for some reason, I decided against blocking. I decided to just take points here with Veritrin, which doesn't seem very good. I think I should have played Trave. It is very unlikely that she'll have a bingo, but I should be dealing with this threat, I think. Yeah, probably unsound. But I like this play, it was fun. And then Sary played Silex, which I breathed a sigh of relief when she played that, because now there's no threat, there's no tension. So yeah, I got away with it, but probably shouldn't have played Veritrin. I should have dealt with the threats. The problem is she could have had something like G's for 60. and the X was unseen, the J was unseen, the Z was unseen, the Z. So I think I was potentially worried with Trave about some big scoring plays. And actually, you'll see what happens. It's very interesting. I don't think I should play Jarina here, although it's probably safe. But it could set up Za. But I'm only up 21, and if she plays Za and she has the blank, at any point I'm potentially in bad shape. There are no O's left for Joe, but look at this. Look at this. This is so junky and heavy that at this point I should not be worried about bingos, especially since she's played Silex. I should just be worried about keeping up the scoring pressure. So I play Ahi Aji for 22, and she plays UH. Where does she play UH? 21. I'm missing all these plays. It's been so long. And here I have really nice letters compared to what I was expecting to draw. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be any bingos here. I wasn't worried about the L anymore. But I missed this beautiful play of L Way. Oh man. And I played Way, which is actually a really bad play. The reason being, if I draw the Z, it's going to be very hard for me to play it. I do have Bezil to the L. And yeah, I did want to interfere with certain Z plays here, like Medze. But I think this is not a good play. I think I really should. I mean, obviously, this is the best play. It scores 35 points. If I draw the Z, I have spots for it. Actually, do I? Yeah, I have Zoya. Yeah, I have Zoya and I have Za. So yeah, I should be worried about drawing some heavy letters and not being able to play them. But I didn't see any danger. I didn't sense any danger, and that was probably a big mistake. Because what happens is yeah, she gets too close for comfort. Spoiler alert. But yeah, this is a beautiful play. Very, very hard to see words starting with LW, but I expect myself to see that. Next, she plays we. Oh yeah, this is the end game, so I know what she has. Yeah, what does she have? I had doesn't Weg blank? Yeah. I think this is what she had. And wow, that's a huge play. So I'm up 45 in this endgame. This is sort of similar to the endgame that I had against Barbara in that Sary's down by a lot, but she has a lot of scoring potential here. So if I run this endgame, it's gonna take forever. It might take a long time, but basically in this endgame, Sary's looking to score as much as possible over a few moves, because it's going to be very hard for me. The threat is I have Bezil for 17, setting up Germ, but she can interfere with that in many ways. But again, Elway, oh my god, she has a win. Oh my goodness. That is insane. Okay, so what happens here? If she's... That's so crazy. The play I missed was winning for her. The best I can do is Z, yes. That makes sense. Now she still has the blank. Oh yeah, she just goes out. She just goes out. Oh my god. She wins by 1. Ah, that is so crazy. And I can't do anything about it. Unbelievable. So I was losing. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, things got a bit crazy. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, that's just this. I mean, it's a simple out and two, but just finding this play. Wow, what an interesting puzzle. I think I have to like make this a puzzle for people, like not just on YouTube, but yeah. Wow. Okay. So she didn't play this. She played Wii. Um, I decided to play Zeal instead of Z. Maybe I should have played Bezel. The problem with Bezel is once she blocks Germ, I have nowhere to put my GRM. Yeah. So this is very problematic still for me. I'm up 23, but my tiles are very bad. And there are very few spots to put them. And yeah, Bezel is not even here because if I play Bezel, I think I just get stuck with one of my letters. So like, let's put Bezel on the board. So I have GRM. Where do these tiles go individually? Gal goes here. Beg goes here. Okay, but what if she just plays a geek? What if she plays G? She plays G. I play Berm. Does she have a... She plays Ink. Okay, I win. So is there a win here for her? No, just geek. Okay. But yeah, I escape because she's playing off too many letters to block me. Okay. That's really interesting. Anyways, I played Zeal. I thought this was winning, but I wasn't like totally sure at this point. I was like sort of worried because she plays Disputers, scores well. And then I play Biz, which is actually a bad play, I think. It's not gonna like this, is it? Yeah. Gibber. Oh, that's so simple. Just go out next turn. Gibber. I didn't even remember that word. Yeah, it's Biz is not here, or it is here, but it's a huge mistake because of my play of Veritrin. She can at some point just play Veritrin for 20. And, well, she's supposed to play Beg first. And am I G stuck now? No, I can play GI. I can play GI here. But then I might be stuck with something else. This is so complicated. She plays Ink. I play me, yeah. And then she plays Veritri and gets super close. Yeah, I saw some of this. I thought I was escaping. But yeah, I assume she didn't know Veritrine, which I think was the case, because she played Ink first. I played me instead of Berm. Yeah, I was just not thinking. This game, I was just not thinking. Then she played Buys. This is such a long end game, isn't it? I played Beg. Then she played God. Don't play God, folks. Don't try that at home. Sorry, bad joke. Anyways, yeah, sorry. Really complicated end game. But it was winning for her. That is just incredible. So yeah, Wei was definitely a mistake. I should have played Luwei, or however you're supposed to pronounce that word. That is insane. But I come up with the win by 19 points. Really tough one. So again, congrats to Sary for making it tough. It's just too bad that, wow, there was a winning play. Unlike my endgame, my previous endgame, there was no winning play, but I think I could have won. Could have won the endgame. But this was just an easy out in two. And I say easy, like jokingly again, because this is probably one of the hardest four-letter words to find from an L, making these overlaps totally insane. Anyways, okay. I'll catch you guys with the next game. I guess tomorrow. And yeah, I'm at 12-1 in this tournament and hoping to win the last one. And you'll see. You'll find out if I won. All right. Catch you guys later.